Welcome back to the channel, everybody. So we're doing a little bit of a different video, but I think it's an important subject. We're going to be talking about private property, trespassing, how to know where you're at, and more specifically, we're going to be talking about the website in question here, rockhoundingresources.com. And we're naming names, and we're looking at this website. It's going to definitely skew more towards the negative side. So if that's not your type of content, hey, I got like 500 other videos here and a website and a podcast, currently rockhounding.com, all kinds of good stuff up there. You can skip this one and come back for the next video. So let's hop right into this. I'm not going to beat around the bush. There's the website, rockhoundingresources.com, and he runs ads for his website, a lot of ads. He has great SEO, so search engine optimization, and all of the information on his website is kind of meh. It's kind of bad. It's kind of like a bogus, lame website. And he's pretty much done this for the sole purpose of affiliate marketing, Amazon links, and showing you Google AdSense ads. And one of the ways he's hooked a lot of people is he has a map up there, a state-by-state rockhounding guide of places that you can go. Now the problem is so much of it's private property, right? And he does put a disclaimer on there that he hasn't been to these locations, but a good tip is no one person can be very knowledgeable about 50 states, right? Like, you just can't. There's too much. So what he has done is he's taken resources like these, spots out of books, which these have private property in them. They have bad locations in them. And he's added those to a Google map. And he's gone way back. He even goes into like old historical documents, and I can prove this. Well, he admits to it somewhat. But, okay. Some of the locations on his Washington map are from this, all right? Can you read that date down there at the bottom? Well, I'll let you know. 1960, he has locations from the 60s up there, which is completely dumb and reckless. Now, yeah, he's got his disclaimer that says, like, oh, verify everything. He doesn't tell you how. And from running a poll here on the channel, I know for a fact that a large percentage of you don't know how to search property records. So we're going to be going up into the office here shortly, and we're going to be looking at the two ways to look up property records. One way costs money, and it's very quick and easy. The other way is free, and it's kind of a pain, to be totally honest. But first, I have some data on his state of Washington here, and all of this that I'm going to kind of we're not going to go through all of it, but there will be an accompanying article on my website. Down below there will be a link. So for his Washington listings, he has 81 locations listed as places that you could go rockhounding. 43 of those locations are private property, personally owned by like somebody like me or you. So he's straight up dropping a pin and saying, oh, it's approximately here, go there. Now, people will make the argument that like, oh, well, you need to do your due diligence and verify stuff. And like, here's the thing. It only takes one person that is entirely like naive to this or malicious in this or just kind of a knucklehead to go and trespass on somebody's property. So there's a reason why you don't like dox people, because 99.99% of people are not going to show up at a person's house. But the fractional percentage of nutcases out there will. So if you're in the camp of like, oh, it's to get you started, it's to, you got to do your due diligence, do your research. Well, let me ask you this. How would you feel if I created a map of places to go get rocks and I put your home address on it? How would you feel? And I put below it, oh, well, I can't abide by property signs. Do you have a no trespassing sign in front of your house? Now, maybe some of you out in the country do. Maybe you don't. I see a lot of private property that doesn't have signs. So you know, okay, anyways, 43 of the locations are private property, that you don't go there. 27 of the locations are public. There are 4 locations that are public, but part of the national parks system, where so you can't go rocking there. So he's literally telling you, go here, which to this land that's under the national park system, and go rockhounding, which you don't do that. 4 of his locations are public, but he drops his pins in the water without water access. So it'd be like, you know, a stream, a river, a creek, whatever, and bordering the shore the whole way, it's all private property. So there's no real access unless you have like a kayak, I guess. 2 of the locations are both private, and it's on the Colville Confederated Tribes land. So he's telling you to go to the reservation and take their rocks. One of the locations is listed as being in the ocean. So, I mean, technically, I guess if you had dive gear, yeah, you can go out to the Pacific Ocean and you can just dive down and collect, I guess. So, yeah, sure. One of the sites is public, but it's on, he puts it off of the side of I-5, Interstate 5. Now, you cannot legally pull over on a freeway in a non-emergency situation and just like start hitting the road cuts, right? Like, that's not legal. You can't do that. One of the locations he listed is a fee permitted site, which sure, you should probably say that you have to pay money. It's a fee dig. One of the locations was on the Yakima Training Center's military reservation. So the bombing range out there. Don't go out onto the bombing range. And one of the locations was unknown to me, and that. So if we can take this, and let's say we just extrapolate this to all of his states, it's definitely not something you want to follow. Or if you do, you need to like extra scrutinize this stuff, you know? It's just, here's the thing. I get a fair number of emails from people. I love my correspondence with people, but it's super annoying when people are like, hey, Jared, have you ever heard about the garnets up by Lake Sheehan? Or have you ever gone to the Little Spokane River for garnets, or just all this different stuff? And they're getting it from Rockhound Resources, which is a garbage resource. Things like this, okay, the date, 1960, you know that this is very, very dated information, and you can use that. My videos here, they all have a published date. The listings on my website have a date in which we visited. You can use that time and extrapolate that out and be like, oh, he went here 1 month ago. He went here 3 years ago, and use that to inform yourself as to how recent the information is. And also, I can update it. I update stuff. I'm accessible. The guy that runs Rockhound Resources, not accessible. Good luck trying to find how to get a hold of him. As far as, these things, these modern guidebooks, go look at the article I have up on this. This is a 2022 publication with a ton of private property in it. So you can't trust anything, people. Don't trust this stuff. That said, let's head up into the shop. We're going to hop on the computer. Like I said, I'm going to show you the easy way that costs money, and the hitting your head against a wall way, which is totally free. So here's the website. This is rockhoundingresources.com, and this is what you see when you go here. Now let me turn off my ad blocker real quick, and you'll see the the ads start to appear. We can click our state guide, and we got a little pop-up thing here, which that's obnoxious. Oh, look at all these lovely ads. Thanks for that. I personally find this to be detestable. I hate seeing the ads. So, you're gonna click your state. In this, for example, we're looking at Washington here. Some generic info. There's a little disclaimer. All right, you can pick whatever you would want. And I'm going to show you the easy way here. All right, so let's just pick this. Okay, so first off, approximate GPS, and you're going to be finding amethyst here. And approximate GPS is completely dumb. GPS is exact. To say approximate, it's basically just a way of somebody not being held responsible. It's like you're kind of that. That's what I think, at least, you know. But we can take our approximate GPS here, and we can just straight up go over to Gaia GPS on the computer, and this can sync to your phone. We've talked about Gaia a lot. This is the simplest, easiest way. I pay like $32 a year for this, and it has a ton of features, way more than we're going to talk about here. But specifically, if you have a paid account and you have these layers turned on, so public lands, I have these mines, but public and private are the primary. So I just took his GPS here, right? We'll copy it, paste it in. Okay. So it just landed on that parcel right there. I'm not going to save this pen because, you know, I don't want to. But we can see this is private property, right? And we can click it, and I can see the owner and the address and all of that. Super, super easy. You can do this on your phone. You can download these maps offline. But once again, like I've said before, Gaia GPS, they don't offer anything unique, right? You can do this manually. Not every single county in America gives public, private. They don't make private land data public on the internet. And different websites are going to vary a great deal, okay? So that just, it depends. So the way I would do this, I already kind of did it here as an example. All right, so you go over to Google Maps, you throw in that GPS, it makes a pin here, you click it, we can see what county it is. It's in Pierce County, Washington. You go Google the Pierce County, Washington Assessor's Office. Different assessors, their websites will range from being really, really modern to completely awful, won't work on your mobile phone, terribleness. So it really depends pretty much how much money your county is taking in, and that how much do they put towards these things. So they have their website here, their public GIS interactive map, and it looks like this. Now sometimes when you see these maps, they're very antiquated, and you may not even be able to get them to work sometimes. Some of them will not have a good search feature, and you're going to have to try to zoom in manually and try to locate the parcel area and make it look similar to what you saw on Google Maps. Some you'll be able to type in an address, but if you don't have the address, how are you going to do that? If it's just like land, not all land has an address. Some are really awesome, like the Pierce County one, and we can take the GPS and plug it in here, and we can hit search, and we can zoom in, and we can see that we can get all of the parcel info, and we can see that it is, in fact, not public. So, this is obviously free and, you know, less good. I mean, you know, on Gaia, when you run this on your phone, right, you can see like your little dot moving around like how you would on Google Maps and see the exact stuff where you're at in relation to this. Because the problem with this is you can look at this and be like, cool, where are you in real time, though? That can be more difficult. Like if you want to do the paper maps and stuff, like, sure, I prefer spending the $32 a year or whatever, and I have it. So that's my thoughts on this. That's how I do it, the freeway and the not so freeway. I hope some of you out there found this information to be useful. We now live in this world where there's people out there who want to entirely deceive you, right? To show you some ads, essentially. And it's shameful. I don't like it. I wish it didn't exist. I wish we could all be on the up and up, but you can't. Not everybody's going to be like that, I guess. So if you found this to be useful, I would suggest you share it with people. That would help me out. It would help other people out in the future. You know, big picture, I want to see rockhounding continue as a hobby, lapidary, all these things continue as a hobby for people for decades to come. And I think having websites focusing on rockhounding that send you to private property where you're going to get in trouble, or best case scenario, have a bad time, waste your own gas money and stuff, that doesn't bring new people into the fold in a good and positive way. So that's my take on it. Let me know what you think down below, and I will catch you on the next video, which we will be returning to our typical happy, smiling, sunshine content. All right, everybody, I will catch you in the next video.